Hey guys, welcome back to Tales by Lucy. And tonight I have a new segment, comic book nightmares. So, what comic book nightmares is basically ranting about uh, the whole comic book community, the buying, the selling, the everything. We're just gonna rant and talk smack about it. And today, my first guest, I want to welcome my friend Chris over Custom Slab Comics.
Yo,
Yay! Yeah. So, okay, every time I say, I'm gonna say your name, like your Instagram name, your store name. I always
okay.
have a difficult time. I feel like it's a
Just say Chris. Just say Chris. That's fine.
yeah. I'm
I
always
mean, you can
like
see it on the screen, so.
yeah. I'm like custom slabs comics. Yeah, I always have a little bit of a hard time, I guess. But yeah, Chris.
There
Welcome,
you go.
Chris. Okay, Chris. So first, I want to uh, introduce yourself. You custom slabs comics. I want you to explain a little bit more to everybody what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Chris with Custom Slabs. Basically, what Custom Slabs is, well, let me just, I guess, talk about how I started, I guess. I
Yes.
originally started because I didn't like waiting on CGC because that's the only
Mm-hmm.
company I really knew about at the time a few years back, as far as like getting books graded or just putting books inside of a case. Because I had a
Mm-hmm.
specific book, I don't remember what it was, and I wanted to go inside of the case. I wanted to protect it, and I had sent some books off to CGC, but I'm like, I knew it took a long time. Back
Mm-hmm.
then, I did it through my local comic shop because they
Mm-hmm.
did it. They would do it for you for like $30 or something like that. But I knew it took like 3 or 4 months to get the book back, and I'm like, I do
Mm-hmm.
not want to wait that long. It's not that serious. It's not that important of a book to even really
Mm-hmm.
get graded and everything. So that's when I found the cases, and I'm like, any book I have, I can just put inside this case.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a degree in graphic design and web design, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I can make my own labels because back then CGC wasn't doing custom labels.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, or maybe they might have been, but it wasn't that many. So that's when I
Mm-hmm.
decided to do my own, and I tested it in a certain Facebook group, and I put one out there. Not this one, just as an example though,
Yeah.
and it's a little glare. You know, it might be.
Amazing.
But anyway, when I first started doing that, I sent it out into a
Let's
group and
see. Let me
tested
let's
it.
try it again.
Oh, put it back up. Okay. It's always the computer glare.
There it is. Yeah.
But I took real quick. I tested it out, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's cool. That's nice. That's cool. You should sell them. You should like make some for me and everything." So that's when I decided to go ahead and start doing them and offering them to people. So making labels for people for their own books or books I already
Yeah. I remember when I started following you, which has been like probably a couple years now, right?
It's
That
been a
we've
while.
been
I don't know how long
following.
it's been, but it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been probably a couple, and I
It's
remember
been a while.
I thought it was cool, seeing with the because I never seen them, and I mean at the time I was like probably kind of new to the comic book community and everything, and
Right.
I seen the regular CGC, and
Yeah.
then seeing yours was completely different. It was just crazy. So now like that one that you just show, it has a
hmm
9.6. Do you make your own grading or do you have somebody grade them and then you just add the grade for it?
Well, this one was the one I just showed.
Mhm.
This one was what is this one? Oh, this was a I made this for a what do you call it? Commission. I got a commission
Mhm.
at C2E2. So this one doesn't have a grade, but
Okay.
this one I might have picked this one up. This one is graded.
Mhm.
So what I oh god, I think weird. So what I do is I send them to CBCS right there. So
Mhm.
I can hold it up, knock my mic
Yeah.
over. I send it to CBCS. I let them grade it,
Uh-huh.
and they grade the book. And when I get it back, I normally make the label before I
Okay.
even send it off. Or I try to decide like if it's a hot book, a key book, or something like that. I send it off if it's like a 9.8. I send it off to them to grade it, and then when I get it back, I just throw it in here, off it off to people. I put the grade as 9.8 beforehand because of course, we all wish for a 9.8. And a lot of people make fun of me, like because I show them off
Yeah.
before I send the books off, and they be like, "You wish it was a 9.8," and I'm like, "Yeah, I hope it comes back as a 9.8." But yeah, so CBCS grades the books, so they grade the book raw. They grade the
Mhm.
books raw, and they send it back to you in like a bag and board and sealed with the tamper-proof stickers on the back,
Okay.
and then I put that inside of the case.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool
So
that they offer something like that,
yeah, I wish CGC did it, but
for
they don't do it. So
yeah. Well, that's even better probably for what is
CBCS,
it called? CBCS? Yeah.
CBCS.
I always get them confused. Also CB, this yeah. Um, but yeah, that's even better, I think, for them. Good for them because that way, I mean, people
It's
like
a good
you who
service.
like to do yeah, that's good. And like I said, I love the whole costume that you're able to because I mean, CGC they do the costume thing, but not that many. It's not that
Right.
many of
It's
uh
not. It's only like right now, and then they switch every year, I believe.
mhm,
So like now, or not every year, but they have a time frame. And now
okay.
the labels that are available now are not the same ones that were available last year. So I don't know if
Okay.
they do that to make it like demand more or something, or I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know why they do
Yeah,
that.
and then, well, they can tell you what they want, so which is the pretty cool thing, that they
Yeah.
can kinda tell you what it's more
Right.
personalized,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool that you do that, like I said, I mean, not just because you're my friend, but
Right.
like, just kissing your ass, here, like, "Oh,
Right.
you're a shit." No, seriously, I think it's pretty cool, and for me, like, I'm surprised that I mean, you have a good following,
Yeah.
but I'm not surprised you're freaking Insta famous, like, I think you
Right.
have those, you'll be over here, like, not talking to the little people, like,
Well,
because I feel like you're so talented and you have
thank you.
all that, I mean, it
It's because it's
and
new. It's
yeah.
well because there's a part I really don't tell you about or like really talk
Mhm,
about a lot. I've had like people like get mad at me, like seriously mad.
mhm.
And I mean, I'll go to it for just a little bit. I won't say any names or any
Yeah,
situations or anything.
and throw
But
them under the bus.
right, like it was user no, not here. I won't
Mhm,
talk about them. But
yeah,
like there was a situation where I posted one of my custom slabs, but I wasn't
mhm,
not to sell it. I was like having
mhm,
a conversation with the guy on Facebook, not to sell it, just as an example. And there was a guy who came on, and I mean, he just like came at me really hard and was like, "What is that? You know, it's not CGC, it's fake. It's this. You're trying to be like CGC." And I'm like, "What?" I didn't say. I'm like, and he's like, "I'm not gonna buy that thing." And I was like, "I didn't ask you to buy it." Like, I'm having a whole other conversation.
okay.
It had nothing to
Yeah,
do with sales, but I think it's because people are afraid of things that are new. They always like to
right,
attack it instead of like maybe embracing it or even questioning, saying, "Hey," because some guys do hit me up and say, "Hey, how does it work? What
yeah,
is it? It's cool, I like it, but explain it to me a little more." But there are a lot of
mhm,
people who are afraid of it, and the reason I say that is because there a few shops have approached me. I won't say any of the shops' names. Comic shops that approached me for like doing collaboration,
mhm,
and they have expressed that the only thing they're afraid of is, is it lucrative for them? How much can they make versus how much can I make? Will the people like it or not? And things like that. And I understand that. Most of them, they didn't work out. Um,
yeah,
but it's that fear of like not knowing because it's new and it's
yeah,
different. But to me, it's more fun. Like not really more the financial part for me is just the books. Like
mhm,
I sell more books and get more money off books than the actual cases. But putting your books in cases in cases and your commission books in cases, to me, it's just more about the fun of it and having a good way to display it, as opposed to like trying to be more focused and conscious of the grading and all of that. Like I did the grading part. Remember, in the beginning, I didn't do that at all. But
yeah,
people
no,
kept asking me, was it graded? And do I grade them? Will I grade them? I'm like, guys, I'm not a, professional grader. I'm not going to put a grade on your books. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because then if you see it and disagree with it, you're like, it'll start a fight and an argument. So I found out that CBCS does grading on the books without the case. It comes back faster. Like you don't have to wait months to get it. I think the most I've waited is like 4 weeks.
Oh,
to
that's
get
not bad at all.
yeah, the first
Oh,
time I
wait.
did, I got it back in like 7 days. Like, I sent off a batch and got them back in like 7 days, and they graded all the books. So it's
Mhm.
faster, it's cheaper, and then I can put it in my case, and it's just a cool thing. They grade it, I make the label. It's like a I'm like collaborating with CBCS, and they don't even know it. So
Yeah.
it's
And have
but
you tried to contact them and maybe do something with them?
I haven't because I don't own the cases,
Mhm.
so you kind of have to be careful with that. Um, but like I said, it's more for fun. To try to bring some fun back to the community is what I wanted to do. Because when I first got into to the community, it was just a lot of negativity and not a lot of fun going around. People arguing a lot, and it still happens all
Mhm.
day, fighting about books and comics. So I'm like, I want to do something fun,
Yeah,
and that's
and
what
I mean, like you said, it's all about having fun and stuff like that, and that's a good way to preserve the comics,
right.
like, that something that you're able to hang and it will look nice,
Yeah.
without going through the whole hustle of the whole CGC process and stuff like that. Like me,
Oh God. Yeah.
honestly, I do not really care about having my books graded unless I guess
Right.
I'm gonna sell them or something. The only
Right.
purpose or the only reason why I will send something like that, it will be to preserve the comic in a good condition.
Right.
But I don't really care, like, on
I
what
don't
kind I
either.
guess,
I
like,
don't
especially
either.
the books that I'm keeping for myself, if
Right.
there's the
Mhm.
books that I probably I wanna get rid of later or sell them or whatever, then yes. But if it's something that it's for me, and especially older books, like
Oh
those,
yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to get, like, unless you wanna spend good money, on the books that I want,
Right.
it's gonna be a lot, and
Hmm.
I don't wanna do that. Like, Avengers Annual Number 10, the first appearance of Rogue, that,
Yep.
I have it, and it's not in the best condition, but I want to still have it in okay condition, and I don't
Yeah.
want it to get worse. So that's something that, and we have talked about it, and I'm like, "I wanna
Yep.
send you that book, and maybe you
Yep.
can help me clean it up a little bit and all my
Right.
She-Hulk, and keep it better from getting, I guess, more damaged."
Yeah.
And I to
That's
ensure it all.
always the emotional aspect too. That was another reason because I was, back then when I was first sent it to CGC, I wasn't that good at telling how the grade of the book. So, and then I didn't have a press machine at all. That's more
Mhm.
recent. So I would send these books off like waiting on my 9.8 and then get a 7.5. And it's like, oh my God, I waited 5 months for a 7.5. So you
The
got,
time is so crazy.
yeah, you got all of that. And this, well, to clear it up, I'm speaking about years ago, guys. So if you watching it, like, no, they don't take that long now. And I didn't know about Fast Track.
Mhm.
I was giving it to a comic book shop, and back then CGC was like had like a backup, and then right after that is when CBCS had like their 6 month wait too. So they were like, it was like all messed up. I don't know what the deal was, but it's it's,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking to wait that long and then get a book that's a lower grade. So to me, I give you the case now. You got your book that you want. You know what the label's going to look like. It's not going to be the wrong label. I show you all that before I send it, and we agree on it. This is what you want. This is what you're looking for. Yeah. Or if I have a label already, yeah, give me that one you made, a month ago, and people will send me the picture of it. I'm like, okay, I
Mhm.
got it. I just print it out, send it right to you same day that you asked me for it, pretty much. It only takes longer if somebody asks me to do like a commission, to make up something brand new or something like that. So, but otherwise, it's bam, it's right there, and that's the point. Have fun, protect your book, and get it right now.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's awesome that you're able to, oh, what is that? Is that him? Can you hear that when I talk, or is it just at the beginning when I talk, it sounds like "Grr," like weird? Or am
I
I
don't
the only
know.
one hearing it? I don't know. Can you guys hear it?
Might be
I don't
maybe
know.
it's my mic or something. I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. It's just at the beginning when I start talking, it kind of sounds like weird, like an echo, but then it kind of goes away. Okay, sorry. So let's keep going.
All right,
So
all
that's
right.
awesome, you guys. If you guys want the custom slabs, check his Instagram. It's like I said, it's pretty awesome. I love the work that he does. And if you
Thank
guys
you.
have any questions, just message him.
Please.
Um, yeah. So we're gonna move on with some questions. So comic book nightmares, what is the for you, it will be the worst thing that it could happen with the comic, that it's like absolutely like the worst that it could happen to you with the comic?
Um, I'm probably gonna go into the worst thing that could happen. I mean, I can go down a list, but I have something that actually happened. I guess it's like a double quick answer here. There's a comic book shop that I follow in the group or whatever, and they had an exclusive. Speaking about variants a little early, but it was a variant exclusive. Um, and I paid about $180 to have the book CGC signed and remarked, both of them. It was two books, double exclusive. And the shop was new. So I was kind of like, I didn't know anything about them, how they work, the business, nothing. So I'm like, is it going to work? How are they going to do? They're going to steal my money, keep my, books or what? What's going to happen? You just don't know. And that's just a part of business and being a consumer. But so I paid them this money. And this is like the first time I did something like that. And like 3 months passed. And I'm like, okay, it's always good to keep updates, update your customers when that happens.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when you do something like that, something that big, something that serious, and I'm waiting. I'm like, hey, I'm seeing everybody post their books and everything, and their graded books, and I'm like, where's mine? So I
yeah,
contacted the guy. C2E2 happened. The guy was like, I'm out at the C2E2. I'll get back to you or whatever. When the con is over, and let you know
yeah,
where your books are and the status and everything. Cool. A month passed. I didn't hear anything. So I'm like, okay, it's like 4 months now. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to be a little patient because I do have a lot of patience. So I'm like, let me, be a little patient. I waited like 5 months, hit him up again, like, hey, I haven't heard anything. What's up? Oh, sorry, I'll have so and so go check on it. So and so went to go checked on it, didn't find out anything. Nobody said anything. 6 months passed, so it's a half a year is gone. I don't know where my books are. I gave him like $180, $90 to get remarks and graded. I was like excited. It just went all down the drain.
oh
And
my god,
I finally got a little upset. I'm like, hey, can I, where's my books and everything? Finally, a guy finds it, long story short, and says, I'm sorry, I found your books. They were sitting on the shelf for 6 months. So I'm like,
I'm
I've been waiting for these CGC graded remarked books, and now I have to. He's like, I can send them off, but it's going to be another 3 months or something, possibly. So I'm like, at this point, I don't trust you guys. Now I don't trust you to send it off because I might have to wait another 6 months. I was like, you know what? I just want my. He's like, I can refund you your money back and keep the books or whatever. And I was like, I'll take the books. I still want the books. It had an awesome remark on it, so I'll still keep it. And I kept them, and just told him I don't want to do it anymore. So that was it was a nightmare. Believe me, it was. I was pissed and upset and just disappointed as a comic book collector and a fan. I was
yeah.
disappointed.
See, that happened too. It happened to me once, and, I have the first time I get and not the first time because I have ordered from, Midtown,
Oh God.
exclusives. Yeah, another. But, and it was fine. I received the books and everything. It was fine, but this was my first time ordering from another, like, I guess a smaller shop, you will say, because Midtown is a huge store, right? But there was one, I guess, like a smaller shop my first time, and I know I might have talked about it with you because I was
Yeah.
pissed,
Uh
and
huh.
I order a book that it was an exclusive, and I know it wasn't with the whole Thor thing and whatever, and
Yeah.
I think it was a Thor, and it when it came out, like, it was selling out everywhere, and then that's the only place that it was out of the United States that I was able to order, and I order, and I'm not
Right.
as patient as you, you know,
That's
and
because I
I
don't have
cannot.
kids. So I got patience.
Yeah. Yes, I waited couple 2, 3 months, and that's all
Right.
I
Right.
waited, and,
Too long.
um yeah, yeah, like, I knew when it came, like, when I ordered July, it came out in August, I think, or the beginning of July, I think when I ordered, came out on August
Mhm.
19, I won't forget because I was pissed. August 19, and, okay, it takes, like, 2, 3 weeks to probably to send it, I'm sure I'm not the only person, so I waited at the end of the month, and I didn't even receive a tracking number or nothing, confirmation, nothing at all.
Right.
They did take my money right away,
Oh yeah.
um, obviously, and,
Right.
so I was like, "Okay," so I emailed them, didn't hear anything from them. I comment on their Facebook, page, and they did message me and they were like, "Oh, it's because of the whole COVID and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, blame it on the COVID, sure."
Right.
Cool. Okay, I understand. I was like, "Yeah, I understand, but at least send me confirmation or tracking
Right.
or something, right?" So when I said that right away, when I emailed them right away, I got an email the same day, the next day, and I got my confirmation and my tracking. That was September 1st, or I'm
Wow.
pretty sure it was September 1st. A whole month passes by, or and yeah, and it hasn't moved. The tracking hasn't moved or anything, and this is based on the UK. The stores in the UK,
Right.
so it hasn't moved. In the place, the I guess the post office or whatever where they send
Mhm.
it, um, it says that they're waiting for the store to drop off the book or the packages, right? So it hasn't moved. I'm like, okay, so they haven't dropped it off, and they're like, I messaged them, hey, it's been a month, it hasn't moved. This is that they're waiting for them to, for you guys to drop it off, and they're like,
Right.
oh no, we already did. It just they take for it. Sometimes it takes a long time to get scanned because of COVID. I'm like, okay, sure.
Perfect cover, COVID.
Yes. Again, this is a whole September, then mid-October. I think it's mid-October when I again like it hasn't moved. Like it hasn't moved at all. Like you're gonna tell me a whole month and a half it's gonna be at the post office or wherever it is, and it
Right,
hasn't
somewhere.
moved at all? Like what the heck? And then, when I bought the comic, I bought it at what, $15, what plus shipping was
Right.
like $20. It was only $20. Then I saw on their page that book that it was when I bought it was $14, and later on was at $65.
Wow.
So from that, obviously
Wow.
because it was going up,
Right.
um, and this one is not like a virgin cover. It's just a regular cover,
Oh, yeah, the
with
trade dress,
and
yeah.
it yeah, it's not, nothing crazy. And I really like the cover. So it was that cover. Yeah, the one that is kinda like Silver Surfer, with Thor with the hammer, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah, like
yeah, it was kinda like that.
homage variant. Yeah, yeah. I think I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about when they were, yeah.
yeah, so, nothing, and I comment on their on Instagram. I'm like, "Well, last time worked, let's see." They completely, no, before that, I think I have comment, and then they're like, "Oh, send me your info, and I'll look it up." DM
Right.
me. I did, then didn't respond to my DM. They just, like, ignore me, and then the month later, whatever, I comment again on their, page, and I noticed that after I comment, somebody else said that they were waiting for the same book or a different book, and it was that they were doing the same thing to him.
Wow.
But again, this guy was patient, I wasn't.
Right. Like, "That's
And
you, not me, buddy."
I'm not patient, sorry. And I emailed them, like, it's been 3 months, I emailed them, and they refunded my money. I didn't ask for a refund, I only emailed, and I was being nice the whole time. I'm like, "Hey, it's been 3 months, it hasn't moved, you said that, uh, it was dropped off already, it hasn't moved at all, and blah, blah," So,
Yeah.
um, they just refunded my money without apologizing, without saying, "Hey, sorry for the delay, I don't know what's going on,"
Yeah.
or something,
No,
say
that's still
something.
not good service at all. Like, even if you
No.
just refund it, say like you said, say something, apologize,
Yeah,
something. Don't just send the
yeah.
money back. That's more of like a smack in the face, like, "Here, take your money." You might as well just throw
Like,
the money
"Shut
in
up
my
and give me
face and
money."
just
Yes.
take your money
Yeah,
back.
and I'm like,
Like,
I'm just
no.
asking, wondering what's going on. If you tell
Yeah,
me, "Hey, you know what? We forgot, we
exactly,
sold out," or something.
exactly.
But before that, I know how, and they kept giving me excuses like, "Oh, our partner store, we're waiting." At first, I think I remember at first when they didn't send me the tracking or anything, they also said that they were waiting for the partner store to send the comics to them or something like
Mhm.
that. And so it was just kind of like just excuses. Yeah, it sounded
Right,
now I
basically.
think it's just excuses. And when I just said, "Hey, I'm just wondering what's going on," they don't respond or nothing. I just got a text. It was a text, not even an email. It was a text saying
Oh,
that
wow,
I got a refund. My money was refunded.
horrible.
And it was yeah, and it was a number from the United States, not from the UK. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, what the hell? So that's been that was mine right there. Like,
Right.
what the fuck, no, moment.
Right.
Like my, I guess, little uh, nightmare. Um, but
It
it's
is.
just
It's scary, like, you're paying money. So that's scary.
yes,
You're paying money and you don't know where your product is that you paid for. And like you
yeah,
said, it's really real quick is because the comic book stores, they are not trained in customer service at all. And it shows and it tells like and I've came from customer service jobs and
mm,
even though people
same.
look at customer service jobs as like the bottom, they don't know how to do it. Like even like
Mhm.
tech departments, they don't know how to work. They're so smart, but they don't know how to do customer service things. And you try to tell them to get on the phone and talk to a customer, they'll be like, "Oh God, no! Here and give you the phone back." And
Yeah,
they need that train. They need the training. Yeah,
again,
exactly. Unprofessional.
professional.
It's very unprofessional, and it's very easy just to say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Here's what's happening. COVID is backing us up. Or making us backed up. Here's where we are. And I'll be
Mhm.
understanding. Like I don't have to keep reaching out to you if you tell me where my book is or tell me where my product is or collectible." And that's the problem. They only do that, even Midtown. They only did it when a bunch of us complained. When a bunch of us spam them emails, texts, and on Facebook and all these other social media, then they want to put the red banner at the top saying, you know, God, please remember, COVID is going on, or your books are going to be late and delayed. Why do we have to yell at you? Or as they say, your kids don't listen until you get ghetto. Why do I have to get an attitude for you to give me service? You should do this like to me, being a small, you know, if I mess up, like I sent the guy a book and it was the wrong book, or I missed the book. And he was like, "Hey, you missed this book. It's supposed to be two." I went and checked, and I was like, "Oh, damn. I didn't send him another book." And I'm freaking out,
It
like, "Oh my God,
happens, it
he's never gonna buy
happens.
from me ever again. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm an idiot, And I reached out to him, "Hey, I'm sorry, apologize. What can I do to make it better?" I send out that book, and then sometimes when I make mistakes, I don't do it often. When I do, I'll sneak another book in. Just as a thank you for being patient, or thank you for dealing with my ignorance, of forgetting to put a book in or something like that. Just something
Yeah,
simple.
yeah,
Simple.
once you accept that you made a mistake, like, we are very understandable, and like I said, I don't have I don't have that many patience, but I'm very
Right.
understandable. I will totally understand. If you tell me, "You know what? We messed up," or something, then I'll be like,
They
"Oh,
need
that's
training.
cool. I get it. I understand. We're humans. We're gonna fuck up, we're gonna
Exactly.
mess up. It's okay." And especially like I said, yeah, COVID, and all this
Just
stuff.
keep us updated.
People yeah,
That's all you
people
gotta
are
do.
gonna I understand the mail, everything has to do, like, I know with the shippings and the
Exactly.
stores, like, not getting the books and everything, I totally understand. But, I mean, if you gonna try to build your customer service
Yeah.
and lies and making excuses instead of being honest, then fuck, it's not gonna work,
I mean,
you
you
know?
gotta think. It's because too, real quick. It's because a lot of them I can take all these books right here and open a shop.
Mhm,
Go buy some, real estate. One of these shops out here is cheap and open my own store. But I have a
mhm,
customer service background. But most of these guys don't. So they'll
mhm,
just open up a shop. They'll get big or not. Or not even big. But the thing is, they don't know anything about business. They don't know anything about, uh, people. They just know how to sell you a book. Here's the price. Here, take it and leave it. But they don't
mhm,
know when you make a mistake, what do you do when something goes wrong? They don't have anything. I know me and you talked about too about like keeping track of things, having a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, or something like that. When you're doing pre-orders, the pre-orders get all messed up. They don't know anything about simple
mhm.
business or simple, just things like that. Keeping track of your customer orders, names, times, when it happened, when is the release date. And you have to have a contingency plan when it goes wrong. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for that person if you mess up? They don't have a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, like, the worst case scenario will be like, "You know what? Yeah, we messed up, like, we're gonna give you your money back," or, I
Yeah,
mean, you have a choice to, hey, give you first dips on the next, exclusive,
Or
like
free shipping on your next order or something. Or even if they don't, like you said, you don't have to necessarily give something free. Just let me know what's going on. That's all you got to do. That's it.
yeah. And I mean, that's we're on the comic book nightmares now. Uh the too many variants. I
Oh
mean,
God.
we talked about it a little bit before we started, like
And I just
with,
ordered a
for
variant,
example, again,
even though we
we
talk shit about it.
we hate,
But
it's a love and hate
it
thing,
is. It's a gift and a
it is a
curse.
love.
Yeah,
Yes,
love
we
hate,
we love them,
but we
and
hate them. We
yes,
love to
like,
hate them.
okay, for example, uh the Teen
The peach.
in Black, you
Yes.
know there was millions. There's so many exclusives, and each
Yes.
store has their own exclusive. Not only that,
Yep.
but Marvel releases a million and a bunch of ton of freaking variants,
Right.
which in
Cover
this
A through
case,
F.
exact, the whole ABC. On this case, I'm happy that they did, because I'm able to pick up at least one
Oh yeah,
copy,
yeah.
which I'm cool, like, again, I just want to check it out. I want to know. And it happened to be just sitting down on the shelf at
It's
my
a good
local
one.
comic book store, Comic Asylum. I picked it up, and I was like, oh, cool. I like that cover. Out of the ones they had there, I like that one. I'm just gonna go
Right.
cover price, and well, I get speech Momoko. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
And again, I'm happy I was able to pick up one. If they would have done like only 3 variants and the high variants, and I would have been
Yeah.
able to pick it up. But the
Right.
whole at the same time as
That's one of the problems though with all the variants and we go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then as a um speculator, or as
Mhm.
a, and you want the book to go up
Yeah.
to
See,
be
that's
able to
that's
sell
that's
it on
the
the
gift. That's
second
the gift and
market.
the curse.
Yeah, and it's kinda like, that sucks.
See.
Oh, well. But, I
Yeah.
mean, again, for me, it's kinda like whatever sometimes, unless, like right now, I'm a stay-home mom.
Right.
I
Mhm.
don't work. I'm not gonna be asking my husband to, "Hey, give me money for my comics," That's kinda like,
Right. You're supposed to. What
you
do you
know?
mean?
Yeah, um, but the books that I don't want, I'm gonna, or they're already read, or if
Mhm.
I pick up like couple of whatever, I'm gonna sell them.
Right. Right.
If they're up there right now because it's a hot book, and I need the money and I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna sell it so I can buy
Right.
more books, you
Right.
know?
Right. Hey, yeah.
Um
Do what you
and
need to.
I
Right.
I yeah, and there's some that I like, have my Mercari store,
Right.
and I have other books that are not hot, but I picked up multiple because, especially Wonder Woman. Right now, I posted a bunch of Wonder Woman because when they were coming out with the Jenny Fritzen, I will go a little
Oh
crazy,
yes.
and I will buy because I love them too much, and I'm like, I want this book, and I think
Yes.
it's beautiful, and but then now I'm like, man, what the hell? Why did I pick two? Not because of it's a exclusive, it's a, what is it called? A key issue, but it's because I love the cover so much that I felt
Right.
that I needed to. Um, but now I'm like,
That happened.
okay, I need the room. Not only that, I need the room, and I do not need the money to buy, like I said, more.
Right.
So I'm letting those go and just keep one, or things like that. It's
Yeah.
just,
It's
you know.
definitely yeah, it's definitely a gift. The reason I say it's a gift and a curse is because there's two sides to it. You got us. You want to
Mhm,
say we're the collector, and
mhm,
we like to collect books, and in a sense, we're selfish. We're selfish because, like you just said, I grab the book, you grab cover A, I grab cover A. Let's say Daredevil 25 that just came out. The book is like selling for like $50 to $100 right now for
mhm,
cover A. So, but the thing is, because it was underprinted. So, but that's what
mhm,
we want as collectors and things. We want to get the book. It's going to be low print. It's going to be hot. It's going to have a key. It's a key
mhm.
issue, and we want to be like, yeah, I got it, and show it off. Or some of us want to say, hey, want to sell it off, and be like, I got 10 copies, and you can, sell it. That's
Yeah,
the nerd thing. You want to do it, even if you're not like a speculator or seller. You just want to be known for having 10 copies. It's stupid, but it's just what we do.
Yeah,
So but that's selfish because
yeah,
we 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 want it to be valuable, but we didn't want it to be valuable out the door. That's not lucrative for the business. Like local comic shops are not going to make money off a book that only has a print run of 20,000. They make money off the print run of 100,000 and selling 100,000 of those books. But
mhm,
100,000 is too many. So we're like, it's like you said, it's not worth nothing. Throw it to the side. Let me sell my extra copies and get rid of it. And that's the selfishness part of us as collectors and everything. And the other pro to it, really quick, is our favorite artists. Like people have Peach Momoko as their favorite artist. We got Del Otto. We got Crane. It allows them to stay employed. It allows them to, sell their own exclusives on their websites and, and make money and keep working,
mhm.
and giving us art that we love because we do love the art. Like you said, you might just buy it for the cover. You might just buy it for the cover, and it gives them a reason to keep working. That's the pros of it,
Yeah,
and
that's
we're
true.
selfish for that. But now let's jump to the comic book shops and where they're wrong in it.
Mm,
So they're wrong because they push out all these emails, and all this advertisement saying, "Oh, exclusive! You can only get it here. 600, limited to 600," and it's not really limited to 600, or it's not really limited to 2,000. Sometimes it's not, and they play on our feelings as they know we want the book. They know we want it to be valuable. So they trick us with the wording, telling us it's valuable, only get it here, only limited time only, and all this crap. And they know they're playing us the whole time. And we go out and buy it, and it's not valuable. Whether we want to keep one, sell the other, or not, they're playing us and lying to us sometimes on these print runs or saying it's exclusive to their shop, and then you look up and it's being sold over here at this other shop. You're like, wait a minute, I thought it was your exclusive. How did they get it? And you're like, I just bought it from them, thinking I can only get it from them. It's only 600. How did this guy get 600? So it's
mhm.
bull. And they, we can go on all day about this. It's just so much, especially with these versions. Is unknown comics really. I hate to name them, but the versions of second prints and all that stuff, it like to us it kills the value. But you have to worry about what we care about because we're the ones buying it. Because they'll say, "Oh well," I seen recently a comment on comics can say, "Well, yeah, Virgin is the Virgin comics are a little lazy, but people want it, so it's a good idea because people want these Virgin variants of the variant. They're making variants of variants now, like, and it's crazy. How do you make a variant of a variant? Like, what are you
That's
doing?"
so funny. And you know
That's
what?
to me. It's greed. It's not any. What do you call it? Like when you limit it, like you stop it somewhere. It has to stop somewhere, and it's not stopping. It gets out of control, and then they have boxes laying around a warehouse of all these books. Sometimes they can't sell them. They do these fake mystery boxes, and they send out these mystery boxes and give us the unwanted variants and stuff that they couldn't sell off. And that's bull too, and that's why it pisses me off. And it makes you lose interest. You
Yeah.
want to hold interest in the series. Like right now, a lot of people lost interest in Venom. Some are still holding on, but it's like they're waiting for something to happen, something big to happen, and that shouldn't be it. You should be able to just read the story all the way through, like something that's killing the children. There's one series that has now they're bringing out all these different variants and stuff, but the interest is still holding. I don't know how it's still holding, but you still want to be able to read it. Let them bring out their little variants that they're bringing out, but I still buy my cover A's and read it. But
And you know what? They didn't start doing that till the book, the issue number 1, they would start
oh yeah,
seeing those high prices. That's when they're like, "Oh, we got something here,
yep,
we can milk this little cow over here." And that's what they're doing, you
exactly.
at first, like, I mean, we were at the beginning, when first this thing came out, and it was always a book. Number 1 was like a $30 book, $20
Yeah.
book for the
Mhm.
longest time. It was at that price. But then I don't know where just a freaking went to the roof, And again, for that at that time, that's when I started selling books. It
Mhm.
was when uh the I was able to sell a set, and yeah, I freaking make almost like 100 and something, cool for
Yeah,
me,
right.
but
Cash it out,
it
people.
yeah, that's
It
the
is
way I
crazy.
can able to be buying keep up with my pool.
Yes.
But, and that happened at the same time, it was the Venom number 7 and or number 3,
Mhm.
sorry, number 3.
7-2.
And you know what? That one, I had multiple on that one. I remember I sent you the pictures that I had
Right,
multiple
look at you. I didn't have any.
because I know, but, and it was by accident, honestly. That one,
Wow.
like, it was by accident because I got one in my pool. I started picking it up because it was Donny Cates and stuff like that, and honestly, I have not read it at all. I
Oh,
had
wow,
the
really?
1 through 23, I think, and I was just
Uh,
picking it up, and I was like, "Because eventually I'm gonna read it." I
yeah.
haven't gotten,
Ah,
and it was because it was Donny Cates, because I read his past stuff and
right.
I liked it. So I was like, okay, maybe, I'm not a Marvel reader. So I was
Mhm.
like, maybe I could see something different. And I
Yeah.
order one, I guess I had got on one in my pool. I bought one on Midtown. And then I think I remember seeing it on the shelf and I was like, oh, I don't think I have it.
Mhm.
I didn't think I had it, so I picked up another one, I think, or something like that, and then when I worked at the comic book store, the owner, he's told me I think I had, like, 4, I think, or something like that, because he was like, "Oh, make sure you pick this up because this is in your first appearance and blah, blah, blah," and I was like, "Okay." So I grabbed it, but again, without really not on purpose that I'm gonna have a bunch of copies because it's gonna be a hot book or I'm gonna make money of it,
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
this was like 2 years ago, I think, when it came out, right?
Yeah, like
2018, I think.
2018, I think, in
Yeah.
when it first started, yeah.
And again, it was just sitting right there in my boxes. And I think I only kept one and I sent it to CGC. But I mean, I'm not like super into it's cool when I have them, you
Yeah.
know, but I'm not gonna be go chasing those
Mhm.
uh uh books.
Going down a rabbit
Uh
hole.
yeah, yeah, no, like okay, he says that Delano always gets me,
Oh,
for
yeah, I
me.
mean, oh, yeah, I
Jenny
mean,
Fritzen, me and you, she
oh,
gets us.
prison, yeah, I got a
She
I
gets
got a spot
us.
for her just by herself. I mean, and I've met her so many times. Hey, she's probably
She's
signed over
such
a
a
dozen
beautiful
books.
woman.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and
if
those are the books that for Wonder Woman that I will get multiple because again, I love her art,
right.
and that's something that that's one that I would like to get everything whatever she's doing. Uh, but it's just it's so many, it's hard. It's
I
hard
know. I
to
mean, the variance is
do.
actually what killed it for me for Venom 1. Like, I was buying Venom 1 to read, and not, to, like you said, grab a bunch for either selling or just hoping it would blow up one day. Because there was some variants for 1 out of 10, 1 out of 25. There was the black and white, the fourth print, second print, first print. It was just so many, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing this crap." So I picked up two, 1 and 2, but I didn't get three. I
Mm.
kind of what do you call it? I was dragging my feet on it because I kind of was like, "Yeah, they're doing all that crap. I'll just read it later and pick it up later or whatever." And yeah, it was all gone. I'm like, "Who's in there? Somebody's son?" And I completely missed out on it
Yeah,
because the variants killed it for me and all the different the incentive variants. And I was like, damn, I let my little, emotions get affected because I was mad because they brought all these different variants of the number one, which is fine. Actually, now being a little bit more experienced, to me, you should push that number one more. I just didn't know back then. You should push number one more to get people in there and get them happy. Put all the good artists on there like they did, Stegman and such, and and sell the book. But I missed out because of that. My ignorance caused me to miss
it
out on
happens, it
it.
happens,
I mean, I know better
people.
now, but
Yeah,
to look
and
out
see,
for it.
this one, the Future State Wonder Woman cover B, yeah, Jennifer, she's doing the cover, and
Oh
yes,
yeah.
I
Hmm.
on my Midtown, app thingy, I already had added 2, and I was like, "Why am I ordering 2?" Like, I
Yes.
mean, I need to pace myself, like, but then, um, again, Bird City Comics, they're my friends, and they do a lot of exclusives. They send me an exclusive, a punchline, and they're beautiful.
Oh, nice.
And then they're doing an exclusive for that one, and oh my god, it's beautiful too. Again,
Oh, okay.
it's like and honestly, I haven't seen any other stores that they are doing that cover because I believe it might be just for their store. I don't know. And it's again an online store. They go on Facebook. I don't know if you guys follow Bird City Comics, but on their Facebook, what they do,
Oh,
they have exclusives, but it's a little bit of different. Almost every day they have a raffle. They have a
mhm.
little wheel, and then they put
Oh, yeah.
books and not expensive books. What I have, the ones that I have watched, they're not that many that
Yeah.
they're too expensive. Um, and it's pretty cool. Check them out. I mean, they're like my friends, Laura, were on Comic Book Woman,
Mm,
but,
yeah.
that woman, the one
I
that
would.
I saw, it's beautiful. I really and you know what? I For a second, I asked them, I was like, "Is that Jenny Fritzen?" Because it has a little bit of her style, but it's a different
Mhm.
person. I can't remember who's the artist, but it has a hint of a little bit of Jenny Fritzen in that. I have posted, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I share
I
it.
think you did. Yeah, I think I saw you
Yeah.
post it. I don't think I realized who the
Yeah,
person.
but yeah, it's just,
You
man,
just have to be
some
careful with those with the varying. I would advise people not to get into that game and chasing variants. Yeah, like yeah, being a completist. Yeah, you can't. It's so many variants and like with the Jenny Frizen and the future state. So many people know about it before the final order cutoff,
mhm,
which is this Sunday, I believe. Tomorrow, no, Monday or tomorrow.
mhm,
I think it's tomorrow for that book
okay.
actually. So I wouldn't go heavy if you guys are listening and care about it. I wouldn't go heavy on that. Maybe grab
Yeah,
your copy or two. There should be plenty on the shelves. Wonder Woman, Batman, they're always and Superman. They always have a plenty of copies out there. Very rarely
yeah.
do they have
And you
low
know
price.
what? They might come out, like,
Comic
super
books.
hot and everything, but, the price, it always has to come down at some point, so just chill.
Yeah, and the TV show announcement came prior
Yeah,
to FOC, so that pretty much
yeah,
killed any.
yeah,
Yeah, there's certainly
yeah,
certain books that are gonna rise with that, but
but yeah,
oh yeah, Just Franny. Oh yeah, of course. Said just name.
yeah,
I love Just
uh,
Franny. Yeah.
yeah, okay, another thing that I wanna talk about that
Oh, go ahead.
everybody gets mad about, it's when you buy and they send you the book. That's another one, another ranting. We're like talking shit about these people that when you order a book and they don't know how to send you the book, how to package a comic
Oh
book.
God, packaging.
Oh, those bastards.
Yeah. Oh God. I was on a post one I just got recently. I didn't, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do that lady like that. She was a nice lady. It was on eBay. I communicated with her, and the reason I didn't post it is because she told me how she was gonna send it. And she wasn't a comic book seller. I looked at all of her other things,
Mm,
and it must have been just a book she just had, and it was Maximum Carnage. No, what is it? The first appearance of Shriek. Is that Maximum Carnage number one? What is it? I'm a Spider-Man Unlimited number one. Yeah, Spider-Man Unlimited number one. Anyway,
you're asking the wrong
and she's
person.
like, I'm gonna put it in between two manila folders so it won't bend. I'm like, it's still gonna bend, lady. So I was like, oh God. So I
Mm.
asked her to put it in between two boards, please. And she's like, I'll do that, no problem. So I didn't post it or anything.
Oh.
But even when I got out, I was like, God, this is horrible. and I've had some of the worst things. One thing, let me real quick say, my pet peeve is is when people think they are protecting your book and they overdo. You can overdo it. And I've had people that put I don't even have it in front of me, but the scotch tape that you or the big duct tape, the clear duct tape that you use maybe to go over the front part of the Gemini board or putting over a box. People put that on the actual package, or they put
Mm,
that tough. It's tough to get that tape off, and you have to remember if they put tape, like some people take a bag and board. They'll put a board in front of the comic, so now you got a board on the back and a board in the front, or something like that, and they'll put that tape around it to like keep it protected. But I'm like, you know how hard this tape is to get off. And I'm like, okay, well, you take a little knife or a X-Acto knife or something and slice through. I've sliced a comic doing that before. Like,
oh.
why did you put this? Use painter's tape. You can. pull that off easy. It keeps it secure. Do not put this hard to get off tape. I've bent comics trying to get that tape off very, you know, interesting ways. And it's like you overdid it trying to be, so great. And I've seen people who try to boast about this. Oh, I do this and do that. I'm like, dude, you're doing too much. You can end up damaging the comic trying to get it out of this fortress you put it in. So,
Mhm.
have a method to your madness. If you're gonna put it in a fortress, that's cool, but make sure the fortress goes around the comic, not affect the comic. You know what I mean? Where you have to bend the comic just to get the damn thing out. And that's happened
Yeah.
to me a lot. It drives me nuts. That and packing peanuts. Packing
I think
peanuts.
everybody hates packing peanuts. You know, my email, he hates them too. Uh, I
Yes,
know.
I just got a CGC book that had packing peanuts in it. So I'm like trying to strategically pull it out without the nuts flying everywhere. And I'm like, nuts flying everywhere.
That's so funny.
I
Yeah,
was like,
well,
I hold one side and I just slide it out. And then I let them fall a
mm.
little bit, slide out, let them fall a little bit, slide. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. What I do, if anybody want to know what I do, I go to FedEx. FedEx has some of the best bubble wrap I've ever seen in my life. It's very tight and secure. The way that it's better than because I was getting bubble wrap from the stores like Walmart or whatever it was, and it's I don't know. I don't know why theirs is more secure, but I went to FedEx one day and I'm like, they got bubble wrap. I need some. And I grabbed it. I was like, holy shit. This is way better than this crap I'm buying from Walmart. And that's what I use now. And it's only like $20 for a big roll. Yeah, nuts flying everywhere. But yeah, so yeah, I don't need nuts flying everywhere. I got enough nuts. I don't need nuts flying everywhere. Get off the damn comic. I just want to like, no, keep your nuts. Keep them. I didn't know why people really hated them until I started getting them in the mail when I started ordering CGC or slab books, and I'm like, now I see why people hate this crap. No, I don't need nuts. Painter's
Yeah.
tape on if you're doing it aboard on the actual comic or any type of way, you can just pull it right off. Comes off easy, and if you're using bubble wrap, then you can use the tight tape on the bubble wrap, and we can just cut that, and it won't affect the comic. But yeah, I've had some bad experiences with it.
Yeah,
Which
there's one that we got, but this one was the mailman. He freaking, I mean, we live in apartments and our mailbox is like this small. It's like those little square ones, and he
oh yeah.
freaking shoved um and the guy who
Ooh,
sent it
I
to me,
already know
he's
what
a
you're gonna say.
friend, and thankfully he shipped it like very well. He packed it like very good. Um, it's still it did got he's oh, you know what, which one he sent me? He sent me, Something's Killing the Children. Um, one of the
Oh
issues that I
wow.
missed that I didn't pick up, and he was so nice that he sent it to me at cover price, and, um, it's the one the cover with all her faces, like the purplish cover.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he sent me that one, and, but the freaking this melt guy, I don't get it. It was
Stuffed it
kinda
in.
I don't it was kinda like, it was tough. It was a tough one. Like, I don't get how he was able to kinda, this one's the one the one you sent me. This is the
Oh yeah,
one that you
yeah,
sent me.
yeah.
But, it was kind of like this, something like this, but it was inside the bag. So, still, like, when we were getting it out of the my husband was
Couldn't get it
having a
out.
hard time to freaking pull it. He was like he put his
Wow.
foot on top of the thing to be able to pull
Get a little
it.
leverage.
That yes,
That
that
was
bad.
pretty hard of me. I'm like, oh, this book is done.
Dude, not
This book
even that, and especially it was
is done.
118 degrees that day, okay? And
Ooh.
the sun was hitting the metal boxes. Oh my
Oh
gosh, it was the worst, the
yeah.
worst. It was a fucking
I hope
nightmare.
you read this book.
Seriously, and he's like, "I'm sorry, babe, it's gonna get damaged. I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Uh, I'm like, "You know what? It's fine, like, it's not
Yeah.
something that I'm not gonna sell again.
Right.
It's for
Right.
me, it's for my personal collection, so I don't really care as much." And yeah, it got, like, the spines got fucked up, but
Damn.
it's like, "Fuck, man, are you freaking kidding me?" Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just insane. So now, okay, so we have talked our shit. So now, um,
Right.
A solution. Let's find a solution for okay, many variants. What you think it will be a solution for all this bullshit, it's all this craziness?
I would think, well, like I was talking about earlier, having a limit. I don't know if Marvel should. I'm not going to just say Marvel. They're not the only one.
Mhm,
Marvel, DC. DC doesn't really have a whole lot, so that's why I kind of got to say Marvel. Something that's killing the children is getting a little excessive right now. Like number
mhm,
issue 11 and 12, because we already had a cover like number 11. We had a
mhm,
cover A, we had a cover B. Uh, I think they had 1 out of 25. And then there was like four store variants, 4 or 5, and that's a lot for an indie book on a issue 11. That's not like an
mhm,
issue number one or something like that. And now number 12 and 13 have like a bunch of exclusives, um, and it makes it, like I said, they're surviving with something that's killing children, but everything else won't survive. I think they should limit it so they won't kill interest on their books. But Ross Ritchie, I believe his name is, for Boom,
mhm,
he pretty much knows what he's doing. You look at his page. He pays attention to the market. He's a collector, so he kind of knows. He pays attention to like doing all these print different. He's judging it right as a businessman, and it is a business decision to add a bunch of variants and a bunch of prints, prints to the book because it has been lucrative for him. But to me, having a ninth printing is a little bit excessive, especially when I can go to the comic book shop and it's still, third print still on the shelf. Or sometimes, some situations, like speaking of Boom, Once and Future, still got first prints on the shelf for a long time. Not now, but for a long time. First prints was on the shelf, and they were up to like 7 printings. I'm like, why are you printing so many? And we still have some on the shelf. Um,
mhm,
and to me, doing that kind of tricks the comic book shops. Okay, maybe we need to order more. People want this book. We need to order more. And they're wasting money because they're buying a bunch of these books thinking that's what the customers want, because they see another printing coming out and they're like, well, they're bringing out another printing. That must mean other shops are selling out. So maybe I'm going to sell out. And remember, these guys don't have that much business sense. They're not checking the market like that to see that maybe people aren't really buying it. The publisher is just trying to milk it, like you said, just milk the hell out of it. And they're pushing out all these printings. So to me, they should limit if it's really not selling out like that. Um, they should pay attention to the market more, shorten up the printings, maybe go to third or fourth, going to like ninth and tenth is just crazy to me. And when you have books on the shelf, and even if you don't have a local comic, because a lot of people don't have a lot of local comic book shops in the areas. Because a lot of people are like, oh my god, why did you go online and pay X amount of dollars for this book? And the guy's like, hey man, I only got one shop in my area. Somebody like me, I have 11. So and
okay,
that's a lot. Yeah, that's 11. That's just within 30 minutes. If I go outside of 30 minutes, I have about 15 different shops that sell comics. So everybody don't have that type of access. So I do understand later printings, and sometimes variant or exclusives or whatever. So I'm not totally against it. There should be a limit, and we shouldn't, because it's just going crazy, and it's leaving a lot of. And the reason I say this real quick to end it, there's a shop I go to where I get a lot of my good stuff from. Um, they'll order a bunch, but they won't. I want a second print, a third print. They won't have a third print because they order so many of the second prints. They're like, I'm not ordering the second, a third print. I'm not gonna get it. And I know normally I can get it from them because the big shops in my area they all sell out. So I'm like, I'll just go down, this shop right here. I go get it. They don't have it, and they lose steam on it. I'm like, but they lost money because they tried to keep up with these other shops, or they're not that versed in knowing what the market is like, and they lose money, and they have a bunch of number ones sitting on the shelf, a couple A's sitting on the shelf, and
mhm,
they didn't get the second and third print like I wanted them to get. So they didn't get my money. They didn't get any money out the first print because not that many people visit the shop because it might be like a game shop, you know. So it's just it's just all over the place. And they need to
yeah,
just put a limit on it, even the exclusives.
yeah, and then, I mean, I think my solution is pick up what you like,
Right.
I mean, pick up, like, like me, I just picked up one. And I mean, don't go crazy. Like, you know, I mean, I know it's gonna be hard, and I know it's not really a solution because people are gonna do whatever the crap they
Oh yeah.
want, and they're still gonna pick up those 10
Mhm.
books off the shelf,
The FOMO kick in is
to
hard.
yeah, um, but the one thing that I do like about the community, that the comic book community, it's that if I put it out there, "Hey, I didn't pick up this book," somebody I mean, I haven't really, I guess, said unless if I'm messaging you or I'm somebody else, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't pick it up," or whatever, you're like, "Oh, I have it, don't worry," and then you'll send it. I know you send me one, the one that you send me that I told you I didn't pick up, and you send it to me, like, "This is the one that
Yeah,
yeah, I told you I didn't pick it up," and you're like, "Oh, I got you."
right.
And again, I don't know if it was going for more, but you send it like cover price,
Yeah, it's
like,
probably like
um
15, $20. Yeah.
yeah, so that's one thing that I love about this community. The same thing, Hood Rat Comics here.
Mhm.
Uh, it was the which one was it? Hood Rat you sent me? I don't think I have it here. But again, there's one that I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go." And that book was hot, and I knew it was gonna sell out. Oh, I'm making a mess over here. I knew it was gonna sell out, and not a lot of people were gonna uh, uh like, they didn't order it, and if it was on shelf, it was gonna fly off the freaking shelf, and he's like, "I
Right.
got you." He sent me
Yeah.
he actually didn't charge me, he sent it to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
there's some good people in the community,
yeah,
so there's
and
a lot of
you
good
have
ones.
done the same, you
Yeah,
have done the same, and that's the good thing about it. So it's like try to pick up like what you like, and if you pick up couple, help out your friend, and
right.
don't go crazy about it and sending. I remember the Kanto when it came out. Uh, what's his name? Kentucky something. I can't his page.
Kentucky
Uh,
Keys.
Yes, he
Yeah, I know
was
you're talking about.
not able to pick up one, and I remember sending him one, one of the covers, and if we can help each other out,
Right.
that's also awesome. Jay Comics too, I don't know if you follow him, he has helped me many times,
Yeah,
uh, to that I didn't pick up a comic, and he's able to get it, and I know he helps other people too. So
yeah,
uh, you know, helping each other, that's probably the best, because we cannot stop people from
yeah.
buying freaking 20 comics,
Or
20
even
covers.
telling people where to get it, That's like when, I think it was Drunken Chat, uh,
Mhm.
they had posted one book, what was this? The
Oh, it's a
Cyberpunk.
killing the children.
That
It's
one
a cute.
too, and you had let me know about that one, but, like,
Mhm,
they did the Cyberpunk book, they were like,
mhm,
"Here, go get it," and I ran out and got it, then I shouted them out in my
mhm.
stories, because I saw it on their page, like, "Thanks for just, letting me know where to get it,"
Yeah,
and a lot of people
yeah.
don't wanna do that. They don't wanna help out.
Manny the collector, I think it's Manny the collector. He's
Yeah, yeah,
always
man, like,
posting, like, he will let you know if you're not following him, you should follow him because he's
yeah, I follow
always like posting, yeah, hey, if this book is selling for this much here, you can get it here for this much. And again, Midtown Comics, a lot of the times I have the app, and a lot of the times, like, you have to go on the actual website to find those, like, something's killing the children. It was not showing up in the app, but it was showing
really
up in the
on
on
the
their
website?
website.
Oh, wow,
Yeah, that's the link that I
okay.
sent you.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, drunken chat, it's always like, if they say, "Oh, go eat,"
oh,
and
yeah.
they'll tell you where to go and buy them, which that's awesome. It has the goods and the bads in this community.
Yeah.
There's so much that I still want to talk about, and we'll have more time, uh to
I try
talk
to tell
about
people
it.
too, like, books, like, before they even blow up, like what I
Mhm,
did with, the Jackie Thunder book, and
mhm,
people were like, "What is that?" And I'm like,
mhm,
"It's the first appearance of Jackie Thunder," and they were like, people were really wondering, like, "Why is he grabbing that book?" I actually had that book last year, and had a
mm,
couple of them last year, and I'm like, because I collect books nobody's looking at. And you have to remember what I tell people right now, I'll give this away. Um, Diversity is selling right now, whether you like it or not. There's a lot of people that hate black characters and Latino characters and Asian characters, but from a comic book collecting standpoint, if you can ignore all of that and look at it from that that's what's selling. You got
Mhm.
Miles Morales, you got Riri Williams, you got Ironheart, you got who just recently Naomi. It just blew up.
Mhm.
You see how all those Naomis? I posted a bunch of Naomis in my stories because that stuff is selling. And I will tell people beforehand, or if you watch my stories, I don't post it on my page. But if you watch my stories, I post that stuff, and they're like, "Dude, what is that book? Why do you keep talking about it?" Some people hit me up like, "Because it's the first appearance of so and so. What book is
I
it?"
know I'm the one asking you, "What is that?" "Oh, that's a cool cover,"
Yeah,
and you
I'll tell
always,
you, go get it.
teaching
I'm like,
me over
get
here.
out the dollar bin. Yeah, I'm like, go ahead and go get it, man. Like, I'm telling you, especially if it's a Marvel character. You definitely want to bet on Marvel, um, and especially diverse characters right now. You definitely want to bet on those if you care about that type of stuff. Bet on it. That's why I put it in there to tell people to go get it. I'm not trying to hog it all to myself. I mean, we're not in the same state. Whoever can go get it in your state, I get the
Yeah.
ones in my state. Or if you want
And
to get them,
that's why I'm always saying they need to be
yeah,
following you because you're posting this like months and months in advance, like
yeah,
years, some posting those books, and
like
like
beauty
the
number
Dragon
one.
I was just gonna tell you
Yeah, I had that last year.
you were posting about that one and you're like, people are sleeping on this one, and then a year was
Oh,
it a year
it's
later,
like
right?
a year later, yeah.
Boom, freaking $80 and all that. It was freaking crazy. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Man, you freaking called it," like, there's a lot of books that I know that you have called,
Mhm.
you said that it was gonna be hot and bam, it was freaking going all crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you, Jay, those are the ones that are always, like, telling me about, like, some of the books
yeah,
and, uh, and you guys are right, and because you guys are readers, because you
yeah,
guys Jay reads everything, too, and, for me, it's a
yeah.
little
I
bit
do a lot of research.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you guys do,
I pay attention
you
to the research,
and
like print runs and all of that. I'm like,
mhm,
okay, there's only X amount of this book out. It's a number one. It's a cover B. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, this might
yeah.
be a good bet if you can get it for $1, $2, $3.
Yeah, and,
Good
now with the drunken chat that I've been watching all that stuff too, they get have, Ultra Max, like, he's always I don't know if you follow his YouTube.
I don't
He's
think I do. You
oh, you
said Ultraman? Okay,
I'll send you his
send it to
the
me.
link. He is always on Drunken Chat too, he always has a little segment giving so much information, I love watching that because the same, he reads his books, he's just telling you, like, "I'm telling you this, it's up to you if you buy it or not," whatever, but
Right,
that's his research because what he's reading, not
right,
based on, "He said he posts blah, blah, blah."
right.
No, it's his own research and what he thinks and, I mean, there's so many people out there that they do their research and stuff like that,
Oh yeah,
but, uh, like me, it's a little bit because it's so much for me, it's a little bit hard,
it's a lot. I
to
mean, it's a
yes,
lot.
and
It is a
with
lot.
kids, yeah, it's not easy,
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much. I have the encyclopedias, the DC
Mhm,
encyclopedia, Marvel encyclopedia. I have the old one and the new one. And
mhm,
it's like I'm not just like going out like a lot of people hate Key Collector. But I don't like if somebody say something, I don't like jump to Key Collector and say, "Oh, this is what it is." Like even if Key Collector posts something, I'll go in my encyclopedia and confirm it.
mhm.
Or I'll go in, on a wiki and confirm it. Like if I get the wiki to confirm, key collector to confirm, and my encyclopedia to confirm, okay, it must be true. Or okay, it must be true.
Yeah.
I won't just pull from one source. So
Yeah.
if I was gonna pull
I
from,
think Key Collector, it's kinda good, for the
yeah,
people
kind of
like me when I was starting, I don't know crap. I don't know where to look. I didn't know where
too,
what, and that was helpful, for me at the time when I was new, and then,
right,
I know a lot of people say is when you're new, it just sends you to buy a bunch of stuff, but it's like,
right,
he's not putting a gun in your head and telling you to
right,
freaking buy it, I
right.
mean,
He's not.
it's up to you to if you're gonna be the dumb enough to buy everything he's because there's so much he's posting so much, and I'm sure that's a tough job to do,
Oh yeah,
to actually look into everything. I don't know how he works, honestly, before like when I will message him or whatever, he was always helpful and always, friendly, and he will
Mhm.
respond. And I know I'm not the only one, other people I know. Um, that's a tough thing to do, especially if
Yeah.
that's going to be your job. Mm, Again,
Yeah,
nobody's
it's a lot of
perfect.
work.
And I understand people like they're gonna talk crap to each other and all that stuff. I get it, but I mean, let's be a little nicer, I guess,
Yeah.
not to destroy, somebody's
Just use it
business, I
for
guess.
information is what I say.
Yeah,
Just use it for
and
information. Don't pay
yeah,
attention to that crap he made, 'cause there has been things he's posted, or not posted, but put like an alert or something, and it'll say, you know, it's not even a key book. It might just say, "This is the origin," or he this person transferred to this book, or and it's like, don't go buy it. You don't have to buy it. Don't
yeah,
take it with a grain of salt. This is what happened in the book. Just take it as information and decide on it, whether you're gonna buy it or not. So he's another gift and curse type of thing. Like it can be a good thing and a bad thing, and sometimes it is like, and then other times it's like, oh damn, I didn't know that. And
mhm,
I found a lot of keys that nobody's looking at. I found it on there, and then like I said, I'll go back and check my encyclopedia, check somewhere else. I'm like, oh, he's right.
yeah.
Well,
Do
I'll
your
go
own
get it.
research. Yeah,
You
do
know,
your own
yeah, I do
research.
my own research. I'm like, I'll go get it. So, yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I don't care what he does. I mean, I don't. It ain't that serious.
Yeah, it's not
Even if he
harming
was
you.
pushing books or Comic Time 101, they talk about him and say he's pushing books. I don't care what these people are doing. I don't care about their lives that much to even care. I mean, sometimes they get on your nerves, but don't get people get bent out of shape and
And you know what?
all this stuff. It's not that serious.
Again, I kinda understand because there's some stuff that
I mean, I
annoys
get it.
me, it annoys me, some stuff annoys me, and then, I talk crap about it and all that, but I get it. It's a different time, with
Yeah,
social media and stuff like that, so it's different.
yeah,
But
it is.
there's a solution
Information is
to
coming
every.
in fast.
Yes, yeah, there's a solution to every problem, and it's up to you to change it. So, for us to
Yeah,
change this,
yeah.
it's up to
Mhm.
us to, if you wanna pay those crazy prices or not, just wait.
It's
The
on you.
price is gonna come down
Right,
eventually, especially on modern books, almost
exactly.
a lot of the things, it's gonna what goes up must come down, unless
Right.
I don't know, unless it's freaking Batman number 1.
You're right, right, right.
You know?
Yeah,
But, uh just people chill,
yeah,
and have fun,
yeah,
like I said here, like, when I wanna do this is, like, to talk rant, talk
yeah.
crap,
Talk
and
shit.
then we're gonna try to find the solution, somewhat solution,
Yeah.
but, yeah, well, I mean, we've been a little bit over an hour.
Oh,
I
wow,
wanna
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
so much, Chris, for
No
coming
problem.
and talk, all this,
Shit.
about all this craziness, yeah, with
Yeah.
you and people in the chat. Oh, wait, you guys, almost forgot. You were gonna do a giveaway.
Oh, yeah. How are we gonna do this? You know what? Yeah, like, hold on.
I just
Hey, you want me
wait,
to talk
I'm
about
like,
it really quick? Just show
"What?"
if anybody sees want to talk about. Oh God, I forgot.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, I completely let's see.
oh yeah, I talked about it at the beginning. He said we have to go to Custom Slab IG for information. Yeah, I talked about it at the beginning.
Yeah,
Uh,
he did,
but yeah, you just hit me
just
up.
follow him.
Just hit me up, and if you got any questions, I'll let you know. It's not anything very hard or difficult. I either make a label for you, make a slab for you, um, put your books in here, the books you already have. Sometimes I sell them on my website with the book already in it. I need to add
Yeah.
more. We got two up right now. But yeah, just hit me up.
Yeah, check out his Instagram, he has
Instagram,
Facebook too.
Facebook. Yep.
Look him up on Facebook, give him a like to his page, which Facebook was acting up with you recently, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
But we good now.
and
Yeah, I'm out of Facebook
okay,
jail.
good, good. Let me
Uh,
see. Okay, let me see.
where's my drink?
Let me see. I'm gonna write down real quick. Dang, I should have done this earlier, guys. Sorry.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
I completely forgot too, just right now. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me see. Uh, hip hop. Yes, and well, this time, I did my night comic book nightmares,
Mhm.
and next week I come back with my
Tales of
ghost
regular.
stories. Yeah, my regular. So I think I'm gonna do 1 week. You know,
Oh, and off.
so
Yeah, that's good. That's
yeah,
good.
and because honestly, all this like it does give me sometimes nightmares, and I can't sleep. I get so scared.
Oh god,
Even though I
the
love them,
catacomb thing was got me a little nervous. But oh, you know what? Can I bring up real quick? There is a book that
uh-huh.
gave me a nightmare that scared the hell out of me really quick.
Which one?
This book right here, if anybody cares about horror books, God,
Oh,
okay. It's a book called In by Stephen King.
what is
Uh,
it about?
I'm trying to remember what it was about. I think because this was like 2010, and I think the book uh, dwelled around technology. Because
Mhm.
technology was changing around that time.
Yeah.
Uh, Smartphones were coming in at that point.
Uh-huh.
All we had was iPhone and a G1 and a few
Yeah.
other phones. But anyway, and it's kind of tough. It's a ghost story, like a horror story around
Mhm.
that. I'm trying to remember what it was about. I can't remember, but it was very very creepy,
Oh,
and
shoot.
it's
I
one
need
of the
to
only
check it
books
out.
that ever. It's the only book that ever scared me ever. And I read a lot of horror books, but there was a panel, and in the panel, the character gets afraid. He runs away. I guess I read it too fast, and I read down through it. And sometimes I read. I don't know if anybody else does this. I read and then I go back and read again,
I do
especially if
that.
I didn't understand it. And I went back to read again, and there was a lady in one of the panels that I didn't see her in the panel before, and it scared the shit out of me. And I thought I was seeing things. I'm like, where did this lady come from? She was not in that panel the first time I saw her. So I'm like flipping pages, going back. And I'm like, the lady's not going away. I'm like, I know this lady was not in this panel. I closed the book and I did not read it for a long time because I'm like, what the fuck? But
That is
yeah, I'm like, this
so
lady was not. And then the funny thing is, the lady is you. I don't even want to tell the story, but and before that point, you don't know who she is or why she's even there. And she just shows up. She's just in that panel.
Oh,
A panel,
hell no,
and just in
dude.
the panel, and there's no reason to be there. She's just there. I'm like, why is this lady
Oh,
here? But it scared the shit out of me. So anyway.
oh, that
Uh,
is creepy
yeah,
for
it
sure.
scared the shit out of me.
Let me see.
But
Okay,
it's a good read. You can
I put
find
it
it in the
ready for
Holidays too. All
okay.
right. So you got all the names now?
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm gonna put them in this little thing. Shake
All
it,
right.
shake it. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, good thing that we didn't
I
put too
know.
many. Let me
I
see.
forgot, yeah. The whole
Oh,
day.
snap, George. You won. Oh, dang it. You can't really
Hey,
see it. Dang it. Sorry.
all right, George, let me tell you what you got, man. You didn't see it. So, oh, wait a minute. We gotta get this camera together.
Yeah,
Year
hold on.
Zero, Volume One. This is a
Hold on.
zombie.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oops. Hold on. Hold on.
oh, you got me.
There
Okay.
it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Year Zero, number one. Not number one. The now let me give you a little tip too. AWA. This company here, I forgot their name. The other name, Upshot. They are trying to make movies out of their stories. So
Mhm.
and the issue number one of this is like a $25 to $30
Yeah,
book. So yeah, this is a good one to have. It's a zombie story.
that's
Also,
a good one.
what else you got? Something is killing the children. Number one, the local comic shop day variant. This is
Mhm.
pristine too. I might even
That's
send some of these off
nice.
to TGC. Great story
I
if you
didn't
haven't read it
pick that
yet.
one up. I forgot to pick that one up.
Oh God, you should have told me. I could like a million other things. We got another. So I'm gonna go to the big ones. Uh,
Oh, that one. I forgot to pick that one
Marvel
up.
Werewolf by Night. It's a small key. There is a new Werewolf by Night in this book, so that's a key. I wanted to get some keys in there from Marvel and DC, or
Nice.
DC, I mean. And then we got the Peach Momoko fourth print,
That's a nice
DC
one.
Dead Planet, Deceased Dead Planet. This is actually a simple story, but it's a good story. I'm caught up.
Mhm.
I got the last book to read right now. This is good. Tom Taylor, I really like his stuff. Well, yeah, these are all yours and coming to you, buddy.
That's awesome. Thank
So
you
just DM
so
me your information and make sure you DMs me and everything so we can get out to him.
Yeah, just send him a message, like,
Oh yeah, I hit you up.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I follow George. Yeah, I hit you up.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm also holding the little thing because 'cause I'm like, "You can't freaking see it,
Oh yeah, I can
the
see.
light, freaking light is because it's, too bright." Like, oh, you can't.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. I also I used
We believe you.
color. I used the color. I did it fast.
Wow.
I completely forgot that, yeah, yeah, like he said, the cheeseman was so good, we forgot about it. But again, uh, yeah, again, thank you so much, Chris.
No
Make sure to
problem.
follow him, and, I'll see you guys next week, and hold on, Chris, when I close this, well,
Oh,
just stick
okay.
around. Okay.